Hi my dear friends! We have a new helper in our studio, so I thought that it will be nice to introduce you. He arrived in such a big box and weighs over 10 kilos. He also brought some friends with him, a couple of spools of plastic. As I'm sure many of you know, that ABS plastic is considered one of the most durable types of plastic, and it's widely used in industrial production. If we thought that the box itself is big enough, it also consists of 3 levels. The first level contains stepper motors, twisted pairs, power supply and different circuits. The second level contains organic glass parts, the base. In the third level we see a lot of belts and screws, bolts and of course plenty of wires. First we need to remove the protective layer, and then assemble the frame. At first I thought that it will be the most tedious job during the assembly, but then I started assembling the chassis. And just to give you a glimpse, here we can see a list of all the parts waiting to be assembled. When working on the chassis, it's necessary to screw all screws evenly, because if we don't, the table will not move smoothly. Then I've screwed 2 stepper motors and twisted pairs to the bottom of the frame. Now we need to connect the upper holder to the stepper motor. By the way, these plastic parts was also made on a 3D printer. Then we attach the shafts and the bearings. Now we put on 2 small bearings and then tighten them. They will be used to carry the belts. Well, half of the work is almost done. Now we take our chassis and put it onto the grooves. Then we screw on 8 nuts, fixing the chassis in place. Don't forget to use washers, as the organic glass may crack from too much uneven pressure. Then we take 2 shafts, position them vertically, and to assure they will stay in place during work, we will fix them with 2 organic glass parts. Now we have to pass through 2 belts. The upper belts will move the extruder, and the lower belt, which is beneath, will move the bed. Our model has a heated bed. To control the height of the bed and leave some space for the nozzle, we'll be using spring screws. Now we will set 3 switches. They're going to control the top motor, side ones, and the bottom one. Now it's time to set the extruder. I don't know about you, but it vaguely reminds me of a heart. Now we assemble and set the display on top, and also the control circuit of our printer. Our device will drain power from the wall. It will work with 220 or 110 volts, and our power supply will transform it into 12 volts. So try not to confuse the phases. Now we connect 2 cables from the display and also a lot of wires from the nozzle, extruder, stepper motors, switches and so on. To work on our cable management, we have such a binder. But before we can print something, we need to make some preparations. First we go to nozzle menu and set the temperature to about 200 Celsius. Our material will be ABS. Press prepare. Move axis. Extruder. And choose 168. I almost forgot to show you our another purchase. We've got such a tabletop lamp from Blitzwolf. It's pretty cool and has some nifty features. I bought it to work at the computer at night when it's dark in the studio, so there will be no need to turn on the lights to watch over the printer while it's working. Such a lamp can be assembled in a few minutes. It has a USB port, so you can charge your phone. It also has different modes and a sensor display. There's a read mode, with a light temperature of 5300 Kelvin. Then for homework, the light temperature will be 6200 Kelvin. For resting, the light will be softer, 4200 Kelvin. And as for me personally, soft and comfortable light temperature 3300 Kelvin. There's also a 60 minutes timer, so you can fall asleep and the lights will turn off by itself. Well guys, back to the point. So we open up Cura and add a model, or you can make one yourself. We can see an approximate printing time, how much plastic will be spent, and the approximate weight of the print. Well, maybe it's not your cup of tea, but I enjoy watching the printing process, seeing as the print rises right before your eyes. That's why I'm very pleased with our purchase. So thank you very much for your attention. If somebody will be interested in such a device, I will leave the links down below. Have a good day, see ya!